Matthew Horn is a 10th, 12th grade social studies teacher at University City High School in the University City School District. Mr. Horn states that a middle school teacher genuinely changed his life because she cared enough to build a relationship with him at a time when he most needed support. To this day, he considers her a mentor. He believes that education must go beyond awards or teaching the content to things that we are more passionate about. Education has to first be about the art of building compassionate relationships with students. Along with building relationships, Mr. Horn believes strongly in making each and every one of his students historically literate. Through his participation in a grant program about the relationship between America and Japan post-World War II, he learned the importance of embedding historical literacy skills in every lesson and providing opportunities for students to interact with primary artifacts and resources. This process has transformed his classroom from one of mundane facts to historical thinking. His students now are historians who challenge historical arguments and critically analyze historical sources to live through history instead of merely studying it. Mr. Horn has provided opportunities for his students to attend the inauguration of President Obama in Washington, D.C., and to visit the Holocaust Museum in St. Louis. He believes in providing opportunities for students to visualize artifacts and to hear the voices of history. This, he believes, will enable students to be inspired by the past as they draw parallels to their own lives. A key component of his teaching philosophy is that in order to become a productive citizen, students must understand the connection between historical and contemporary issues.
Never be afraid to evolve as a teacher. Never be afraid to take risks in a lesson or with a particular unit or an activity. You know, my students know that I challenge them, and I think that they deserve to be challenged in an academic setting. I really try to expose the kids to different ways of thinking, different viewpoints of the world, and I've taken all my high school and college teachers of history and I've grabbed tidbits from them and applied it to my practice, and one of them was, you know, the practice of empathy, that you really got to get to understand your kids to be able to reach them, and that's what I try to incorporate into my classroom, is a family community vibe where everybody's opinion is valued. My purpose in education has evolved as I've gotten older, since I've had my own classrooms and have interacted with, you know, hundreds of students, all with different needs and backgrounds and beliefs, and I love bringing out the best in them. I love having conversations with them, and you know, I learn as much from them as they learn from me. Seeing a kid that might not be having success and then one day it just pops on for that kid, it's a rewarding feeling. And you know, oftentimes it's hard to know what type of impact you've made because they graduate and you don't see 80 to 90% of them, maybe never again. So it's hard to gauge where they went in life. But those kids that come back, that to me is validation that what we do is worthwhile.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matthew Horn.